Welcome back to LimQ Plus, everyone. On this channel, I'm 100%ing Breath of the Wild by a bit every day until the sequel comes out. This time my mic is working. Yesterday it wasn't, and it was really sad. I talked for like 17 minutes, I was almost exhausted after talking so much, just to realize that my mic wasn't on. Well, it was on, but for some reason, my PC didn't get any inputs and I had to restart my PC. But I'd already recorded the session and I had lost the progress, so I guess yesterday's episode was just some gameplay. Anyway, we're starting off with the Blood Moon today, and I'm going to talk about yesterday's topic again. But this time, you're actually going to be able to hear. And that topic is the Breath of the Wild 100% speedrun, and my biggest gripe about the Breath of the Wild 100% speedrun. So recently I started learning 100% on my Twitch channel again. I've done 100% speedruns multiple times in the past. They are the ultimate completionist category because you basically do everything in the game. But that being said, it's kind of hard to define what 100% in this game actually means. Because what I'm doing in this run-through, in this daily video run-through, I'm trying to get that meter in the bottom left to 100%. We're starting off at 7%. That meter has multiple conditions to be increased. And if you actually want a specific breakdown, I can give that to you. So every Divine Beast you activate increases that bottom meter by 0.33%. Every Divine Beast you complete and then send to its laser location where it waits for the attack on Calamity Ganon increases the percentage meter by another 0.3%. Every shrine that you discover increases the meter a little bit. If you discover all 120 shrines in the game, it gets increased by 9.9%. So all of the shrines only add around 10% to the completion meter. There's a couple locations in this game that you can discover. Those are locations like bridges. For example, these bridges I haven't discovered yet. Once I discover these bridges, the percentage meter will go up by a little bit. All locations together increase the meter by 13.5%. So almost 15%, pretty close. The towers altogether increase it by 1.24%. So every tower by a little bit. And now the big kicker, all 900 Korok seeds increase the percentage meter by 74.56%. So the majority of this meter actually depends on how many Korok seeds you found, how much of the map you have explored. I guess that's what the developers were thinking. All in all, that is basically 1,200 little checks in the game that you have to bypass, and each of them approximately increases the meter by 0.08%. It changes a little bit with the DLC installed, but that's how that meter gets to 100%. Now, you heard me. I never talked about any quest. You can technically get this meter up while ignoring most of the game's quests. You have to do the Divine Beast because they count, but you technically don't have to finish the Divine Beast quests, and you don't have to do any of the other quests. They have nothing to do with the percentage meter. So naturally, the community thought for a 100% speedrun, that sounds like not enough. We kind of need to complete more of the game to make it feel like a real completionist run. Even though the least arbitrary way would be to just get this meter, because this meter is the only way in the game that tracks completion to 100%. It just happens to be that that actually doesn't even require you to beat most of the game. You just have to uncover most of the map. So what most people refer to when they talk about this meter, they call it a map completion meter, not necessarily a game completion meter. But the 100% speedrun is meant to be a game completion speedrun. Complete the entire game, everything as far as possible. But there's another problem. The reason you can't technically, even if you wanted to, get a file that's as maxed out as possible is, for example, the armor tab. The armor tab is limited. You can't have every single armor in the game at the same time, especially if you count the amiibo or DLC armor. It's simply not possible. The game doesn't let you hold onto all of these, so you also can't upgrade all of them. So that's not gonna work. You obviously can't have all of the weapons at the same time. You can't have all of the bows at the same time. Your inventory is simply too small. Same for shields. You can technically have every single material in the game, but you also can't have every meal in the game. You can, and this is something that we do in 100%, get every single key item. So every Korok seed, all of the spirit orbs, the Sheikah Slate Paraglider, the Divine Beast abilities, the saddles that you can get, the converted envelope that you get from completing the compendium, getting all of the pictures. So that's something that the 100% speedrun does. And essentially, we had to come up with a rule set to make a nice 100% speedrun that doesn't complete the game as little as only this meter, but also it can go completely overboard because, again, you can't have all of the armor at the same time, blah, blah, blah. The community had to come up with a unique rule set for the category. And that rule set goes as follows. Complete every single quest in the game, main quests, shrine quests, and side quests. I don't have a single shrine quest on this file right now. Get all of the memories, which is actually technically not needed for the memory side quest. The locked memento side quest doesn't need the completion of, for example, the memory of pulling the master sword, etc. However, that basically you automatically get all of the memories from just beating the divine beast and doing the other quests. So that's for sure all of the quests, all of the memories. Complete the entire key items menu. Get every single key item. That means all spirit orbs, all Koroks, all champion abilities, all of the saddles that you get from minigames. Basically everything that goes in this key item tab has to be completed. That also means all Kilton medals, which are medals that you get from Kilton from defeating all mini-bosses in the overworld of the game. So that obviously adds a lot of gameplay. And I think that's a good thing. You do also have to get this meter to 100% at the same time. You still have to, like I said, get out the Korok shrines, but also discover all of the discoverable locations. And now this is a controversial one. Because you can't have all of the armor at the same time, you also can't upgrade all of the armor at the same time. So what the speedrun chose to do, the speedrun rules chose to do, they said, okay, you have to upgrade all permanent armor. The permanent armor in the game is the Champion's Tunic, the entire Zora set, and the Tunic of the Wild, which you get from completing all 120 shrines from the Gift from the Monks quest. Permanent in this case means you cannot sell them to any shop vendor. The other armors are technically all sellable, so replaceable in a way. So these, I think, overall 7 armor pieces have to be obtained and fully upgraded. I probably forgot some small details, but that is pretty much the rule set of the 100% speedrun as it stands right now. And I think it's pretty good. But I have 2 major gripes with this rule set. The first one is, I think the armor upgrades part feels kinda half-assed. This is my personal opinion. You can share your personal opinion with mine. I can already tell you the rules for the speedrun are probably not gonna change because speedruns have always been completed like this. We can't just change the rules now and then have all of the old speedruns be invalidated unless there was a really good reason to do so because of a huge discovery or something. So the rules probably won't change. I will just simply tell you my opinion. Maybe you agree, maybe you disagree. So I think the armor upgrades are a little bit half-assed. I think you should either say we have to get all of the armor, literally every single armor piece. I think that is honestly what I would think makes the most sense. Get every single armor piece. Don't necessarily upgrade it, because in my opinion, the upgrade thing is kind of like a personal choice, right? Like you have to decide which armor you have to upgrade, but also say amiibo armor just doesn't count. So you have to get all of the armor in the game. Amiibo doesn't count because it's kind of like an accessory. All of the armor that's literally in the game and obtainable, and have it all in your inventory. And then the second, again, you could argue if you have to upgrade all of these armor pieces. The thing is, in the past, this was unthinkable because it would add so many hours to the run. Nowadays, it wouldn't actually be that bad because of the IST glitch that we have. The run would probably just get a bunch of items, but now let me tell you why I would hate this rule and I would probably never run 100% again. My personal favorite would be to get all of the armor, not to upgrade it. Upgrading all of the armor would mean probably spending around an hour or 2 at the fairy fountain spamming the A button to upgrade all of the materials. It would be incredibly boring and not really add anything exciting to the speedrun. But I think just upgrading the permanent armor feels so random. Like, why even upgrade it? Why not just have... in my opinion, you should either not care about armor at all, or get all of the armor, but it feels so random to just like upgrade these random 5 quote-unquote permanent pieces, especially the Zora armor. It's like so random. I guess you can't sell it because it's part of a quest, but you can sell the one in the group. It just doesn't feel like it doesn't feel like a great rule, in my opinion. Also, I think, yeah, over here is one of the most annoying Korok seeds. I'm gonna take care of that real quick, so that's done. Right, so that's my number one issue. For me, ideally, if I was to make a rule change, what I would do is I would say 100% speedruns need to obtain every single armor piece in the game and have it in their inventory at the end, but they don't have to upgrade it, and amiibo armor doesn't count, because amiibo is an accessory. Some amiibo you can't even obtain, really. They're like, sometimes there's like some rare amiibo that scalpers sell for way too much money. And not only that, but the other version would be that people like basically get like NFC amiibo cards. It would just be a big mess, and I wouldn't be a big fan of this rule. Now, the second rule change is honestly something that I can not really comprehend. I don't know why this isn't part of the rule set. I wasn't around back then when the 100% rule set was originally made. Also, I can't see where this block is. This is why this Korok is so bad. It's over there. It's always kind of shadowy here. So it can be incredibly frustrating to finish this Korok seed. But yeah, anyway. So the one rule that I am honestly in shock that it doesn't exist is, in the 100% speedrun right now, you don't have to get every single shrine chest. Why is that a big deal? When you get every single shrine chest in the game, this little icon appears next to the shrine. The game literally has a specific icon that shows you that you have fully completed a shrine. So why, and I don't understand it, why in a 100% speedrun do you not have to complete every single shrine if the game even has an easy way to check about this? So I've talked to other 100% speedrunners, and a lot of them these days agree with me, and they say, I am not sure why this isn't a rule. I would actually agree with you. I would make this a rule. But the state, like I said, of the run right now, there probably won't be any changes. It's just weird to me. It doesn't feel right. And then additionally, this Korok seed is actually so much pain. Additionally, I think it would be pretty cool gameplay-wise. I don't think any other category right now in Breath of the Wild gets these shrine chests. So it would actually make for some unique and interesting gameplay where you focus on getting these shrine chests quickly. Like, I'm not kidding. I'm getting close to 6,000 hours in this game, and I haven't even gotten every single shrine chest, I'm pretty sure, because I never had to for any speedrun, and some of them I don't even know where they are, but it would actually completely change the gameplay for shrines and would make for a neat addition to the run, in my opinion. However, again, this is my opinion, and the run has always been done without the shrine chests, and we probably won't be changing the rules, but I just wanted to quickly rant about it because I've been thinking about it, because I'm about to do lots of 100% speedruns again, and ask you guys too what you think. Maybe you think I'm stupid for these gripes, but maybe you agree with me. I honestly think a lot of people will agree with me on the shrine chests. It really doesn't make much sense. Like, I kind of want to know the justification that the people that were making these rules back then had for not including the shrine chests. I know a couple speedrunners that have been speedrunning the game ever since, and they would probably remember or be able to tell me. I'm actually really curious, because from a completionist's standpoint, it really doesn't make sense to me. Why would I not need to literally complete the shrines? Like, I finished them, I get the spirit orbs, but they're technically not completed. They're only completed once the chest icon shows up. Again, that is my perspective on it. The armor thing is also a little bit annoying, because right now what upgrading these random 5 armor pieces adds to the run is technically a ton of running around and glitching out the game to duplicate items so that we can just arbitrarily upgrade these 5 random armor pieces that nobody really even likes anyway. We all know everybody loves the Sheikah armor, everybody likes the Snow Quill set, and that's what I think would be so much cooler, that after the run is done I have every single armor set in my inventory. That feels much more to me like a completionist run. Again, this is what the people decided. Thankfully, when Tears of the Kingdom comes out in 169 days. Did I even say that? Wait, I feel like I didn't even... Yeah, I didn't even say my normal intro today. Tears of the Kingdom comes out in 169 days. Nice. We broke the next 10-minute barrier. We are getting closer and closer to another month barrier as well. On the 12th of December, we will officially be 5 months away from the game. And then before we know it, it's going to be 4 months. And before we know that, it's going to be 3 months. And then the hype is going to be real. I'm still expecting the next major news drop for Tears of the Kingdom to be at the first Direct of 2023. I can't believe it's almost December, guys. It's literally almost 2023. I feel like at the same time, though, 2023 is kind of like whatever. Like, it doesn't feel that much different to 2022. I think once we get to 2025, things start sounding really futuristic. If we even get there as a race, that's a completely different question. Also, I'm actually struggling to find these Korok seeds without having a route. That's definitely something that I need to pick up on when I am worrying about completing this file now. My goal was to reach 1% completion every single day, but so far I've only completed 0.5% for today. And I've already been recording for 16 minutes, and I am planning on streaming more 100% learning in basically 30 minutes from now. So hopefully I won't fall off here and make this jump. Nice. Then I can at least get this Korok seed over here. This might not work. Okay, never mind. In speedruns, it can actually be pretty frustrating to get rid of these metal slabs that I was just messing around with, because sometimes they don't cooperate with you at all. Now, I know there's a metal block puzzle here somewhere, but it might be a bit further around the corner. But instead, I know where to look for some other quick Korok seeds. Basically just below me. I at least want to get like 2 or 3 more. Wow. That was quite the exquisite timing from these balloons. But yeah, that being said, I am very excited to continue learning the 100% speedrun. It has been fun, and I should be able to do my first full speedrunning attempt next week on Monday. Obviously, if I really don't care, I could always make my own rule set and speedrun with my own rule set, but at the end of the day, that's kind of unrewarding, because obviously the official rule set is the rule set that at the end of the day shows up in speedrun.com. This is also a very random Korok seed here, just on the top of this tree. I guess this is kind of a tree that stands out, but yeah. Obviously, having to get all 900 Korok seeds is what adds the most time to a 100% speedrun in the first place, but that at least makes sense to me. If that wasn't part of a 100% run, everybody would rage, because obviously they're so infamous for adding so much content to the game that's kind of meaningless, but honestly, they are also probably the most fun content in the 100% speedrun. As weird as that sounds, they obviously take up a bunch of time. People got annoyed with how many Korok seeds there are in the game, and especially with how pitiful the reward is for collecting them all. But at the same time, wind bombing from one Korok seed to another is why 100% is fun to me in the first place. I'm gonna hop over there to the shrine, complete it quickly, and then call it a day for today. That should actually be perfectly fine. We are on 7.9%. And after the... Well, actually, I might be fine to just activate the shrine. Because this is actually another big deal. So, if we... I don't want to lose a ferry. I need to pick up some food soon. If we only, in a 100% speedrun, were to get this meter to 100%, all we needed to do is this. You see the percentage meter just got up. We would never have to complete any shrine. This is all we would need to do to get the percentage up. Discovering the shrine is all, and the meter goes up. So in a 100% speedrun that only gets the meter to 100%, you wouldn't even do a single shrine. No quests, no shrines, you would just discover them. You would have to do the divine beasts and all of the Koroks, and that's it. And that doesn't feel like a full completionist run. That we can definitely agree with. Anyway, tomorrow I'm going to start off by completing the shrine, get more Korok seeds in the wasteland, and make my way into the desert. It will be 168 days until the sequel comes out. Hopefully you join me again. Thank you for watching, and I will see you tomorrow.